Alright, welcome back everyone. Today I will be doing the tropical special, yapping, and here I have before me is the changelog for 5.4, the most recent multiverse update. This is probably one of the most long-awaited updates that we've seen in the, just in multiverse. Almost like a year and a half-ish from what I remember, but I could be a little off on that. But anyways, it's here after all this time, after all this, after all this, waiting on the edge of our seats, and yeah, it added quite a lot here. I mean, I have over 20,000 characters to read, and I mean, the characters aren't really words, but there's a lot going on here, and I just figured like I wasn't too sure how I wanted to approach this, besides just maybe like just start reading shit and talking. Because when I did when 5.3 came out, I did basically the same thing I did here, where I just talked about the changelog, basically everything in the changelog, and then I just voiced my opinion on various stuff that I saw. Um, I haven't seen too much like gameplay or actual content of 5.4 quite yet. I've obviously installed the game on my computer. It's in here. I opened it up to make sure it's running properly and whatever. But I don't really know exactly what's happening. All I really know is like just there's a whole bunch of vampweed shit going on, and Confederate core worlds, orchids, like plant leaves. Just all kinds of crazy shit happening. I saw like some unique, not unique, but newer sprites for a lot of the ships to make it look prettier and whatever, which you'll probably see somewhere inside the changelog here. So yeah, like overall, like I'm honestly like before I even get into this, I'm expecting the game not to like the game meta. If you play Multiverse to be like sweaty nerd, like sort of like me, I'm gonna assume this game really hasn't changed all that much. Because let's be honest here, like, I don't know how. I mean, unless somehow the Gathering Garden worlds and the Confederate core worlds single-handedly become like the best fucking sectors to ever go to, I'm gonna assume that like there's no new meta here. It's basically just get missiles by Sector 4, and then you just win the game from there. I mean, maybe some of the gimmicks changed throughout like just how you're gonna approach a run. Like maybe for example, like if we scroll down here, we can see the missile weapons have been removed from the game. I mean, obviously that's not true because kernels and spores would literally exist now, but you get the idea. So it's gonna be interesting to read through all this, and yeah, I'm I don't know I'm not exactly in the mood for like talking, but I figured, hey, I don't really want to delay um getting 5.4 content out that much later. And I figured, hey, like honestly, like it's just reading and talking and yapping and all that whatever. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I was able to reinstall OBS pretty well and pretty easily, so I figured, hey, honestly, I got like 5 hours, like right now, to get a video out, and obviously I'm not really in the mood to play an FTL run, but I can definitely go over changelog. That's definitely not gonna take too much time. And what else could I say here? I guess my sound system, you'll probably notice it throughout this video. I found this like issue in my OBS. I don't know really exactly how to fix it. I'll have it advocated by the time like I do fucking gameplay, of course. But I have this issue with like a sound system in my display capture, where like apparently like OBS is registering the my gameplay and my like regular like desktop is like the same source. I don't know how the hell that's happening, but I'll definitely get that fixed. So if you see some like maybe like a split-second black screen for whatever reason, hopefully it doesn't last throughout the entire damn video, but it'll be fine. Like I'll figure it out. But yeah, and hopefully my microphone isn't too loud because I had to boost it up a lot, and I haven't really tested it since the last time I boosted it. So hopefully it's not like a boombox, but you know, the yapping aside, and now going to more yapping, let's just run through this changelog, and then let's listen to some more, not more, but some new tracks from the Multiverse sound team. I think it's going to be a little loud, so I'm trying to turn it down, but okay. Okay, here we go. Features: the Orchid Revamp. Added Confederate sectors, including 26 new events for them, alongside their music track, which we'll listen to right now. Added the Confederate, Cultivator, and Caretaker cruisers. Also added one other secret race cruiser, which I assume is the something with a K or whatever. I don't know exactly, but that's interesting. I mean, it's a lot more ships. So, and it added the Vampweed Bomber, the Interceptor, the Escort, the Transport, the Mine Layer, and Station, and then reworked several of the existing Vampweed ships. So I'm gonna assume this means like sprites. Okay, this is kind of getting loud. I'm gonna assume this means like sprites, and as well as just the way they're orientated in gameplay, like how powerful they're gonna be, for example. Added cultivators, aka elite Vampweeds. Cultivators already existed, but now they're actually like you can encounter them, so that's cool to see. Added spore launchers and Vampweed crew drones. Interesting. So the gimmick of Vampweed is gonna be crew drones, which is, I mean, not entirely crew drones, obviously, but I didn't expect Orchids to be using drones, so. Reworked chieftains into caretakers, a support-based subtype. Added a new Orchid elite called the I don't know how to pronounce this. I'll figure it out, but I'm gonna call them the pro takers. I don't know. Added an elite version of the solo kernel, and resprayed elite kernels to match the new Protean color schemes. Like honestly, from what you know, until we get to the balance section, I'm gonna assume kernels haven't changed. So, you know, yeah, great. Kernels are still gonna be broken, but it's alright. Added 4 new gathering events and expanded existing orchid events. So just more elaborate lore. I mean, a lot more elaborate lore, but you know, even like backtracking to like cover just gathering stuff, which is cool. Added the calming spores and decomposers lab upgrade. I'm gonna just take a wild guess here and assume decomposers is for the Vampweeds and calming spores is for like maybe orchids, maybe like the sub race, but elites. I don't know. We'll have to see. Added a new regular renegade encounter with 2 Vampweed ships. Interesting. The sins of your child murdering ways can no longer go without just consequences. That's okay. Alright, next subtype. Not subtype. The next subcategory of updates is general. So, added over 110 new events across existing sectors, and then tweaked some existing ones. So, obviously no real like specification, but throughout my gameplay, we'll probably see like maybe 1 or 2 event options and shit being changed, which is cool. Added new socialization events, which is obvious because there's 3 new uniques. You know, 3 new orchid unique. Well, they're not orchids, but you know, the florals. There we go. There are 3 different plants for unique now. Added 3 salvage events, which is, I assume that's gotta be talking about the like salvage, like explore like thing in your storage check. I'm pretty sure it has to be that. Added 3 events, 1 exploring Tony's stores, which makes sense because Tony's like enterprising off Vampweeds from what I remember, so that makes sense. Added thruster animations for various player and enemy ships, courtesy of those 2 people. Okay, that's cool. You can now see the jukebox unlocks in the stats menu. That's cool, I guess, too. I'm not too much of like achievement grinding, but of course, you know, seeing more stuff is cool too. Added a neutral sector identifier. Neutral sectors will now show up as gray on the sector map. Okay, this is gonna be very interesting by pathing because I'm gonna assume that the Confederate sectors aren't exactly full-on hostile, in addition to like maybe a few other sectors they might have tweaked from here and then. So that's gonna be very interesting to see how that plays out for like because honestly, like I'm very used to just seeing green, red, and purple on my sector map. So if I go to it and I see like, oh, gray is like 2 steps ahead of me, that's gonna give me some interesting pathing choice going forward. So I like that. That's a pretty cool change. No ID tractors for Federation allied factions will now also, I should be doing this, but, will now also add general no ID to the total. If a no ID is too high with a faction's ally, it will also increase their no ID as well. So basically, you can't just bully a bunch of random people. Like, it's basically, everyone's gonna be mad at you in the Federation if you bully one specific, faction. Which, like, honestly, I get why for lore, but for gameplay, I don't think this is gonna matter, like, at all. I mean, the thing is, the only like real notoriety thing, the only thing notoriety really does is it just makes you more likely to like, just get into fights and they have like a few less options to do stuff. I know some of the newer like Orchid and Vampweed unlocks have a little bit to do with notoriety, so we're gonna have to look out a bit on that. But for like actual gameplay, like completely besides just content, lore, and unlocks, notoriety really does not matter. Like if anything, notoriety is like a good thing because you want to be able to take more fights, if you get what I'm saying. But it's fine. It's cool to see if notoriety is gonna be expanded. This is a good way to go about it. So I understand the thinking behind it, if you get what I mean. Added a new way to view reputation in the mission report. Okay. Added a new fleet backgrounds for various events, most notably stop beacons. Interesting. So kind of like fleet backgrounds refers to like ships and shit you see in the background. Things like the Jerome secret sector, the Dustbringer thing, but you know, it's all good. Added the Dynasty, Corporate, and Morph music soundtrack, which we're going to be listening to in momentarily, I think. And improved the Nebula track. Added a leech sales sector and removed the unexplored Nebula sales sector. The unexplored Nebula sale sector is just a Nebula sector that has the 4 hectare merchants. I don't really know why it had to be removed. I mean, you could have really just made it less common. I guess they remove it in a sense to like not dilute the pool too much. Now adding a sales sector, now adding, you know, the Confederate sectors, and I get that. So I don't know. I mean, it was honestly an okay sector. The unexplored nebula sectors are fine as long as you like have decent pathing capabilities. And obviously, you know, there isn't that much of a good metric to scale it off. You know, good pathing is like long range scanners, and bad pathing is no long range scanners. So, but you know, in general, like the unexplored nebula in my gameplay, the unexplored nebula really wasn't that bad of a sector in terms of just scrap. But I get the thing. I get the logic on it, so it's okay. I'm not gonna miss the unexplored nebula. Sales sector at least. Added the following pirates: Mantis Marauder, Free Mantis Scout, Bomber, Fighter, Destroyer, Battleship, Transport, Station, Crystal Assault, Orchid Transport, Leech Ships, Slug Station, and a missing Engineer Ships. Updated Pilot Engineer Rigger. Okay. Added Slaver and Smuggler variants of Crystal, Orchid, and Leech transports. Added Slaver variants of Hive Transport, Dustbringer Transport, Dustbringer Jailer, Coalition Abductor, and Coalition Jailer. Okay. I keep forgetting to like highlight what I'm reading, but sorry about that. But anyways, added new Kestrel, Federation, Union, Militia, and Militia cruiser sprites. I saw this a little bit. The militia ones look really nice, and everything else is like interesting as well. Greatly improved the sprites of all Union ships. I assume this refers to like NPC, like enemy ships. All Union ships, Federation Scout / Bomber, Dustbringer Transport, and Gathering Bomber. Regular militia ships now use the Union ship models. Interesting. Repurposed the old militia transport for the Federation. Okay. Added a new Free Mantis God, Fighter, Destroyer, Hive, and Hive Marauder. Battleship plus the Brood counterparts. Interceptor and transport sprites, courtesy of another guy. Cool. Added a Shell Investigator and its subtype variants. Okay. That's interesting. Added an elite counterpart of the Lanius Marauder. Oh, that refers to like a ship sprite and like an enemy you can counter. So right. Added a new Overconserver sprite, which is like the shield. It's just a shield drone, I'm pretty sure, that takes like a little bit less power than normal. I don't know. Added a new system preview in the hangar thanks to I've seen this before. Yeah, it's basically it shows like a red box and like a faint image of like the system like icon in the rooms where if you were to buy the system, they would now appear in those rooms, which is pretty nice considering like I didn't really mind it. I didn't really care that much to know like all the different layouts throughout time, but it's now nice that like everyone can just exactly visualize where the hell the systems are going to go in this ship. So that's cool. This is a pretty good I don't know if it's like full-on quality of life update, but it's good. Added new thematic ship icons on the lab related to your cruiser thanks to. Interesting. Okay, so this is like just it's just thematic, so cool. Added surrender events, most of them at least, and now delete incoming projectiles in flight. Okay, sure. I mean, it didn't really matter that much, but it's I get their logic on that. I feel like if you already accepted the surrender and like a missile comes in, Hermes missile, like, you know, it's like, hey, you get a surrender in addition to 3 hull damage, you know, it's, but I get it, so. Add the knighted loot transport, which drops the already existing knight loot. The god now follows typical god reward rules. So in the Royal Nebula, the only way you could get the knighted Corbin was through the god, but now it has an actual dedicated transport. So, I mean, it's not like a loot that you'd always want to go for anyway, but I guess that's cool for like distinction. Polish the difficulty selection when starting a run to require less clicks and be less intrusive. Okay. Added a quick way to install external augments at the start of the run. Okay. A general quest map labels now provide a small summary of the task. That's a very interesting, yeah. Added a new life jackets augment for all Union ships, which grants various support and defensive buffs to crew under half health. Because normally before, like the Union and even militia, a little bit, their real gimmick was just being like an all-round, like, not bad at their job. But now they really have like an actual gimmick, I guess you could say. The life jackets, you know, stuff. But we'll have to see how that works when I use life jackets. I don't know. Added a new internal upgrade for piloting. I forgot to say this word, but assistant. So we're gonna have to see what that's all about. All Orchid and Sentry variants now have particle effects for the buffs and debuffs. Okay. And now up to the changes, which I assume it refers to like anything that strictly is just different from before. Increase the chances of certain unlock focused stability events spawning. The presence of the tangent now significantly signifies lower stability. Restructured sectors heavily, so that events distributions are now consistent between sector types. Removed non-faction specific filler events from the main event pools and added them to a lower priority pool. This makes generic sectors feel less bland. Which is like, I don't know. We'll have to see exactly what that means in game, but I didn't feel like the regular sectors were that bland, to be honest. I mean, considering some of the unique sectors are bland in themselves, the general sectors are kind of whatever. Modified how hostile encounters activate. Sorry, not activate. Proc the hazard variants, and they no longer add extra weight to the pool, but can spawn anywhere a regular fight variant can occur. So it's basically like hazard fights are going to be like less spontaneous, like out of nowhere, but they're going to happen more. So I kind of get what they go for there. Like I remember this one event like way back when, where like it had this distress beacon. I think it was inside Orchid sectors, and it was a pirate ASB distress beacon. If you remember that event, like my god, it was. Oof, I hated that event so much. Because you could just never tell. Because I think even with LOS, that event used to be, you can't tell if it's actually an ASB fighter yet or not. So, Jesus Christ. Anyways, fighting, threatening, and demanding gods now raises their respective notoriety, factions notoriety, which just makes sense. Rewrote many old defeat and certain events to remove outdated lore and narration that accuse the player of being unethical. I mean, the player already is unethical, but I see. Reworked outpost events. They now spawn more often, have new text, spawn in variety, and use their own faction stations when applicable. They will always spawn in their associated unique sector. Modified the toggle button UI. Added a button prompt to recall crew out of combat for Peacekeeper A, so that instead of just constantly having to kill your crew off using Deverick, you can now just bring them back. The Nemesis won't prey on new players until they've reached Sector 8 once, so this is like very new players. Secret Sector encounters with them now require a prior encounter in the same run to occur. I see. So you cannot encounter the Leah in, say, for example, the ancient homeworlds or the obelisk homeworlds if you haven't met Leah before. So okay. Kira will only start to appear after 2 visits to Sector 8. Okay. Projectile holograms can be controlled and moved around. Oh, I get this. Okay, the bait mode of the projectile, the Kira loot, those holograms can move. So that's actually, that's gonna employ some interesting setups going forward. If you use the damn projector. I don't think it's that great, but honestly, I can see it working now with like you being able to control them. MV renegades no longer spawn in nebula sectors. Okay. Shell sectors are now use the auto fleet. So similar to like the dynasty sectors or the ghost sectors, where you really would not fight human staffed rebels very often. It basically almost always be like autos. Silva now spawned on Nebula Beacon inside nebula sectors. Sylvan can now sell the Burst Laser 4 in his unique item deal. Funny as positive, Burst Laser 4 sucks, so great. A more diverse pool for me to not get the weapons I need. The Separatist unique sector now generates a guaranteed true end link beacon. Interesting. Well, not interesting, it's good, so. Renamed MV's normal challenge mode to standard to differentiate it further from vanilla normal. Renamed the Osmium B from whatever this name is to Prometheus, since its current gimmick no longer fits with its original name. Renamed Pike to Sarissa and Lucerne to another French polearm. Failing the Sherlock event investigation now boosts fleet advance instead of killing off a crew, even under Clone Bay. I like that a lot. Crew killing the Black Mockingat now grants a weapon without the need of a teleporter. The slugs will no longer attempt to hack the non-existent O2 system. The auto shield rise event now limits the enemy hacking by 2. By 2 or 2 like 2? We're gonna have to see what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but like, you know, sometimes there's like a bit of typo that could mean a lot of things, so we'll have to see. Rescuing a survivor in the Revolutionary Cache event now gives an Ampere instead of a regular leech. Helping the Thurocracy convoy now deals minor hull damage and summoning borders if you give the real cargo to the Rockman. So, in general, it's still better off just to kill them right then and there. Union and Gathering ships now spawn with partially randomized crew. Inquisition vessels are now use elite colonels instead of regular colonels. Blessing of Aether now reveals augmented and spectral capital ruins. You can now translate the augmented ruins. Added new sounds on wraiths and ghosts. The Rogue Rebel event fleet boost to balance outcome. Oh, sorry, balance. I was reading like 4 different words. The Rogue Rebel event fleet boost outcome is now optimal rather than out of the player's control. Let me think about this real quick. I get it. Okay, auto ships are no longer just fucking. I mean, hopefully they aren't running anymore. But if they still are running, the random ass fleet boost is the thing of the past. So that's at least something good in terms of auto ships running away. Smugglers now present another weapon offer at 1 reputation. Drone purchase is now available by default. Monk cruisers can now suggest peace to the flagship without doing the monk quest. Like specifically monk cruisers, which I understand, but okay. Onric now counts for medical crew blue options, which makes sense. Deveric's hideout quest can now spawn in the next sector. Showing Tully the package now reveals the map. Reduce the default price of the used toilet Cura from 25 to 15 scrap. The newspaper Cura task now repairs 10 hull once the timer passes. Attacking the Arcadia station now raises notoriety. Capturing Obelisk transport now grants the highest mark of the laser, beam, pinpoint, and plasma. Not quite the beams, but the rest of them. Updated. Oh no, sorry. Specifically beams. So I don't know what I just said, but you get the highest variant of all these weapons now. Updated available items in the Nexus. Lesser things no longer take up crew space while in the enemy ship. Owen can now activate Demon Slayer against the Vision of Evil. So, her. And now we are to the balance. Ooh boy. Get ready for some real, like, tropical yapping. I was gonna say a joke, but I realized the joke's a little insensitive, so let's just get on with it. Tweaked scrap income to be more even between difficulties. Low on even, Slightly lower than normal, and slight rise on hard. Interesting. You can no longer select a cure task while in transit to a secret sector. Oh boy, that hurts my soul, because I love my 20,000 scrap sectors, but gameplays, but that's okay. Reworked Renegade Cruiser bribes. Challenge now accepts scrap instead of crew, and Extreme accepts scrap except after 5 sectors. Okay, but that still doesn't really fix Renegades appearing in the first place, but okay, fine, I guess. It's not instant death the moment you fight a Renegade in Sector 4. Remove the extra resources outcome from pirates and autoships. Increased odds of rewards when a ship escapes. Okay. Alki shipwide heal. Parasitical dependencies. Medbomb regen. Medi-Sentry and Knight of Knights abilities now benefit from healing speed modifiers. And further balance pass on chaos mode. I mean, this mostly is probably just gonna when mods across the community, like Forgotten Races, just other stuff. When all those mods get like adjusted to 5.4, I mean they might already, but when they do, whenever they do, this is probably gonna affect them a bit. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Crew changes or balancing. We added the Rockman extinguish bonus. If you know what this means, in Rockman, in vanilla. Rockman had not like a secret stat, but just an unlisted stat that they extinguish quicker. So they added that back, which is cool. The raised paladin speed to 0.3 times instead of like whatever it was before. Removed the enemy variant. Tweaked the ability to rename to Bulldoze. 10-second cooldown duration, minus 50 HP. Normal movement speed, wait a minute. Oh, okay, this is what it was before. It's now changed into 7 seconds cooldown, 3-second duration, minus 40 HP, normal movement speed, and instantly destroys doors. So basically, instead of having one long like movement speed buff, you have like individual like very fast speed ups, if you get what I mean. So that's gonna be interesting to have. Like, I think for paladin boarding, that's gonna be actually kind of a big buff. But for like anything else, really, it doesn't matter. I don't think. Because, I mean, how often are you going to use a paladin if you don't start with paladins, right? Slug Saboteurs now reduce the combat resistance of enemies in the same room by 25% and 50% when cloaked. So I assume this refers to like a passive stat. Slug Sand Sylvan is now immune to toxic gas, murder bots, and emancipation grid. Papyrus Oben's ability now slows by 50%. Reworked Martyr ability to pre-5.3 behavior. Rather than just being able to explode twice, will explode devotees. Stun crew hit for 5 seconds with 50% chance of start fires. Nerfed Ranger/Knight ability to stun duration 12 to 5 seconds. That's kind of a big hit, but honestly, it's okay. Like, I mean, Knights were broken and Rangers were kind of like just whatever. So, Knights weren't broken. They weren't like augmented broken, but they were good. Augmented and Sylvan now fully charge their abilities on jump. Bishops must now charge those abilities on jump like Suzerains. Slightly nerfed Tully's ability to it used to be 20 seconds duration and ×1 incoming damage into Turtles, not Tully's, Turtles. Into 50-second duration and 0.25 times incoming damage. I mean, Turtle was pretty good before, but like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think this is going to change that much. But we'll see. Venom Spider active ability goes from 2 HP per second for 2 minutes into 3 HP per second for 40 seconds. So this, I think mathematically this is enough, but it's higher damage within a short amount of time. So honestly, I think this is a buff, really, in my opinion, because it's even more DPS within a short amount of time. Because really, 40 seconds in an FTL enemy encounter, like the fight should be over before 40 seconds is up. So, like, this is actually like good in my opinion, but we'll see. Enemy ships. Sector 1, remove the light laser from Mantis enemies and other expensive weapons from general enemies. Increase the minimum sector requirement for higher threat rebel ship classes before they spawn. Swapped the Iron Intruder on the Osmium Renegade for a Battle 2, a ship-side Battle 2 drone. Buffed the slug renegade weapons to be less passive. Because before the slug. What the fuck is this? No, we're not playing that. Why did that play? Okay, anyways. What the fuck? Okay. Anyways. I mean, don't get me wrong, hard styles is kind of cool, but I don't... Why did that play in my queue? Anyways. Slug renegade weapons to be less passive. The slug renegade before was actually quite lethal. I remember it being lethal, so... nerfed Extreme NG Renegade, replaced Iron 2 Phaser with Mach 1 Phaser. Nerfed Challenge and Higher Shell Renegade, less crew, lower cloaking level. Buffed both Slug King fights and less of a pushover. Two Ghost Cruiser now has a reloader, and a Flak 2 replaces basic Ion. I forgot how to say this guy's name, but traded his small teleporter and Burst Laser 3 for a huge teleporter and Burst Laser 1. Montgomery, damn. Wait, where's this guy from? Is he a Cure guy? Like a guy you meet in the Cure stuff? Or I forgot this. I forgot who this guy is, but I mean whatever. Cure Supreme no longer uses Neuro Sentries, thank God. MV's flagship now gets shield boost on all difficulties. Respirators on normal, sealant on hard. So even if it's staffed, it has sealant now. Obelisk Dreadnoughts now have level 3 battery, but -2 reactor power, making a more appealing target. Appealing to who? Appealing to like NPC versus NPC? No one's targeting battery, bro. MFK flagship now gets shield booster and sealant above casual. Player ships. Reduce the amount of starting drone pods for player ships that have a huge amount prior to the implications of boarding drone recovery. Modified several page 1 layouts to make them better as introductory ships. MV Federation now starts with Energy 2 and Artemis, Reloader. Beam Artillery is replaced with a Heavy Laser Artillery Salvo. Interesting, basically a buff. MV Stealth now starts with a Gizaram and Conservative Bomb. 1+ weapon power, but 1- reactor. MV Harmony now starts with Energy 2, Amp 3, and Amp Energy Drone. MV Unit now has 11 crew slots like the other Union cruisers and gets the Life Jacket signature augment. The ultimate... Wait, what ship is this? Ultimate Space C? Huh? Am I just brain farting? What ship is this? Move the Star Laser. What ship is this? I'm probably just brain farting, but whatever. Remove the Fire Starter with Burst Laser 2 to match normal difficulty counterpart. Reworked the Union Cruiser slightly. Kestrel A, added Lido but no additional starting weapon power. Stealth A, added Hull 1, +1 weapon level, +2 engine level, and +2 reactor. Yeah, great. Stealth A is back in the meta. Elite Federation. Starting level of shields on purchase will go from 2 to 1, so even more scrap to pay for shields, which is fine, I guess. Innovation C. Replace the second maintenance drone with a hull repair drone, +1 drone level, +2 reactor power, +5 drone pots, and a less damaging surge for higher levels. Still probably won't be using the surge, but hey, at least it's a consideration now. Replace Stun 1 with no laser. Smuggler C, replace Suari with an Iron 2 and Heavy 1 +1 weapon level. That's pretty big buff, considering Suari just really is not great in the early game at all. Tuco A, replace Laser Charger 2 with Flak 1 and -1 reactor power and weapon power. Brood B, +1 teleporter level. Ministry C, +1 drone level and reactor. Hive B, replace the recycler bomb with a standard bomb and +5 to starting missiles. So, still a good ship, but like still you gotta conserve your missiles a good amount. So, Thoracracy A now starts with a chain anti-hull and Hermes. Thoracracy B replaced Hermes with Nyx, or whatever this name is, whatever this weapon is. Outcast A replaced Artemis with Hydra plus +1 weapon power and reactor level. Outcast B, additional weapon slot 2 to 3 +1 medbay level. Cultist A, replaced drone control with mind control. Artemis with piercing torch, +1 reactor, +1 weapons level. Honestly that's a buff. Mind control for that early game is gonna be a much more appealing thing for cultists, like in terms of crew killing and whatnot. And Artemis change kind of sucks, but considering you still have the elite burst crystal, you're probably fine. Like it's not gonna matter. Cultist C added a cultist and a crystal charger, +1 medbay level weapons and reactor level. Wow, was Cultist C really that bad? I mean, honestly, I remember it not being that bad. Like I get the room layout being wonky and the ship really didn't have that many strengths to begin with, but like, really, it was that bad? Like I don't know. Maybe they had bad runs and I just didn't. So Imperial A moves Tramp teleporter, +1 engine level, +2 weapon level, +1 reactor power, and added the worst crystal weapon. Great. Guild A removes cloaking and added weapon jammer. Guild B added a saboteur crew and a reloader augment. Hector A added the cooldown mod as a starting gear as a part of your modifier laser modifying, whatever you want to call it. +1 shields, like a shield layer or just like +1 shield level, because oh boy, that's gonna, ooh, okay. Engines, O2 and medbay level, so just all round huge buff. Did the ship need it? I don't know. But Hacker A replaced Lucerne with the big one, the bigger hull. +2 weapon power and reactor, now starts with battery. Hacker B added a free Mentis crew. Hacker C replaced the particle beam with neural laser and particle 1. Huge. That is, excuse me, that is huge. And then reworked the gathering cruisers. And the Elite Coalition added the Ancient Cybernetics, so I just gave him Aether Tech. And Reaper Ship, -1 cloaking level. Augments. Pre-Igniter now fully affects charge weaponry. Wow, so charge weapon, for example, before, if you had Pre-Igniter with a weapon that has multiple charges, for example, like a charge laser, the Pre-Igniter would only charge one of the shots. Now it charges all of the shots. I assume chain weaponry still kind of sucks with the Pre-Igniter, but honestly not by much. It's huge that charge weaponry now is fully affected by the Pre-Igniter, so yeah. Payload fabricated bomb creation cost reduced from 20 scrap and 5 missiles into 15 scrap and 4 missiles. Reworked friction suits, now called exosuits, can be found and purchased normally, previously unique to Kestrel C and Imperial B. Increase crew max health by 10%. Movement speed down to 20%, but also gaining healing speed. Secondary impulse drive now provides 2 fleet delay every time you use it. Lowered the base fuel cost by 2. Reworked ancient protocols. Replaced the auto extinction / sealant with 40% system resist chance, with -20% repairs penalty on your own ship. Suffocation resist only occurs on your ship. Death Fest now affects most crew. Lightweight E-Grid, bonus damage scaling from 1 HP per second to 0.5 HP per second. The price went from 80 to 60, and you can no longer stack with regular Emancipation Grid. So, big hit to Lightweight E-Grid, but honestly, it's still pretty good. Like I've said before, any kind of dot damage on your ship that can affect enemy borders that also goes through like any kind of resistance that they have is good. Like, even if it's just 1 HP per second, it's damage you otherwise wouldn't have. So, like, obviously, like, it's a nerf, but honestly, it's okay. Like, Lightweight E-Grid is still going to be a very good augment. So, I'm not going to be like, rebuff it. It's fine. Obsidian Armor Sealant upgrade now replaced with 20% sabotage resistance. Obsidian Armor Shot upgrade, 30% of 1 damage shot on impact is now 40% of 2 damage shot on impact on damage. Big Vibe Pheromones damage boost from 20 to 35%. Merchant Beacon price from 75 to 45. Repair Bot Dispersal price from 90 to 70. Shield Jammer price from 55 to 45. EMP price from 100 to 90. Asphyxiator price 55 to 45. Base power cost reduced by 1. You can no longer install med bots if you have the Shell Scientist gas, expeditive gas. Emancipation Grills no longer affects your own crew. Cerebral Overcharge now requires level 2 mind control to install. ×2 healing speed into 1.5 times healing speed. No disruptor cost goes from 60 to 35. Systems. Oh boy, here it is. Ready, guys? Are you ready? I don't think. Tell me in the comments right now. Actually, don't. I don't really like when people do that. But I mean, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't really care for it. Tell me if this was the most expected change or not. Removed cloaking level 4 and 5. It created unengaging gameplay and was an outlier compared to the other systems still having their regular level limits. The divide between stealth weapons and higher level cloaking should now be more reasonable, and the resources formerly spent on upgrading to higher levels of cloaking can be redirected to other upgrades instead. Honestly, I salute the balance team for this one. This is actually a really good way of going about the cloaking change. Because for a while, people were talking about, oh, like, make cloaking, like, higher priced, make cloaking less common, make cloaking, like a longer, like, cooldown, like, all kinds of just nonsense things. But honestly, just outright removing level 4 and 5, I get that. This is actually made sense. I applaud. So, shields level 7 price from 45 to 60, and then level 8 from 180 to 150. So the 4th shield layer is slightly cheaper now, but I mean, really not by much. Centers price from 40 to 30. Grant of centers nerfed to only grant level 2 centers if you lack the system. Pilot level 3 upgrade from 50 to 35. Drone control level 4 price from 45 to 40. Level 6 from 80 to 70, and level 7 from 95 to 85. Life support, aka the oxygen, level 2 life support price is from 30 to 25, level 3 55 to 35, and removed level 4 oxygen. Weapons. Conserved weapons no longer charge if the system is unpowered or destroyed. Drones are no longer affected by radiation debuff. Burst laser 1 price from 60 to 50. Burst laser 4 price from 130 to 110. Charge laser 1 price from 65 to 55. Burst laser 3 cooldown from 18 to 17. Hull laser 3 price from 95 to 85. No laser stun duration from 16 seconds to 8 seconds. Not 60, god no. The laser chaining and charger weapon. Initial cooldown from 7.5 to 10 seconds, but the cooldown reduction per chain is also increased from 1.5 to 2. So the final cooldown goes from 3 to 4, but the actual charge up is a bit faster, hypothetically. We'll have to see what that means in-game, but it's enough, so. The Vulcan radius from 60 into 45, price from 95 to 75, scrap. The power mod, CD, what the hell is CD? Oh, power mod cooldown increase on mod laser from 5 seconds to 2 seconds? Am I reading this right? The power mod cooldown increase on the mod laser is from +4 to 2. Huh. Am I reading this right? Oh, I get it. Okay, so the power mod, like for hector weaponry, the power mod it increases like the weapon's like power requirements by 1, but it usually gives like other buffs. For example, like the missile gains like additional damage plus some status effects. The laser gained plus 2 projectiles, and now it gets only a +2 increased weapon weapon reload instead of +4 seconds. The Aristotle power cost from 3 to 2. Price from 10 to 75, and the crew damage from 15 to 30. The Volge price from 135 to 110. The Torch cooldown from 18 to 16. The Pierce Torch cooldown from 22 to 20. The Fouchard price from 90 to 70, and cooldown from 20 to 18. So Fouchard, it's actually a pretty good buff, honestly, considering like you don't buy the weapon super often. Annulace power cost from 2 to 1. Alright, well, Annulace is broken now. Pelta breach chance from 30 to 20. Pelta yet again getting nerfed. I forgot how to pronounce his name, but the chaining pinpoint cooldown reduction per shot from 1.75 to 1.6. The found cooldown is 1.25 seconds into 2 seconds now. So basically, well, how's that math work out? I think it's, would that be 60% slower? So it's the chaining pinpoint is now just 60% slower. Actually, maybe probably about 50%. But either way, it's a bit slower. Same damage, same gimmick, just a bit slower. Partisan now deals 1 system damage, 17 seconds into 10 seconds stun duration, and the beam length is shorter. So it's basically a better crude killing, but it's not like it does system damage, it does crew damage, still does a good stun, but its beam length is like more than halved. So okay, that's honestly a pretty good change. The system damage is huge, and the beam length is like interesting. Zoltan deleted beam swipe from 1 to 8 and cooldown from 16 to 13. Ion 2 charge cooldown from 5 seconds to 3.75 seconds. The Tri-Ion projectile speed from 20 to 30, so even faster projectiles. Ion Stunner 1 stun duration from 9 to 5. Ion Stunner 2 stun duration from 7 to 4. Heavy Ion Stunner duration from 18 to 12. Energy Stunner stun duration from 14 to 10. And Heavy Energy cooldown reload from 11.5 to 11 seconds. So Heavy Energy, yet again, getting another buff. You love to see it. Excuse me. Crystal Scatter cooldown from 18 seconds to 15 seconds. Toggle Flat cooldown reload from 20 to 19. And the Slot Gun ammo replication chance from 75 to 60. Making sure my OBS is still functional here. Is it? Okay, it is. Okay. My OBS looks weird, but I'll figure it out. Autonomous reload from 10 seconds to 12 seconds. Removed hull bust. Ooh. I just ate my words, didn't I? Ooh boy. Okay. Autonomous cooldown from 10 seconds to 12 seconds. Removed hull bust. Hermes cooldown 14 to 15. Removed hull bust. Taish removed hull bust. Ares power cost from 4 to 3. Momus cooldown 15 to 16. Module missiles reload increased by 3 seconds. Whole mod no longer increases cooldown. Bomb launcher cooldown from 12 to 11. Breach bomb cooldown from 13 to 14. Stimulant bomb cooldown from 14 to 12. The bio missile reload from 16 to 17. Price 5 scrap higher. Stun missile Ares stun duration 19 to 12. Cooldown 14 to 16. Price 5 more scrap. Hades cooldown from 18 to 16. Energy missile removed hull bust. Heavy kernel. No! Heavy kernel removed hull bust. Man. That was my second favorite weapon. Wow. Tropical ate his woods, that's for sure. And the funny sound effects. I wanted a reason to make funny sound effects, and here it is. Chain kernel price from 70 to 60. Sentry accuracy bonus from 100 to 30. And Frost Sentry no longer affects allied crew. Harpoon cooldown from 5 to 8 seconds. Bleed damage from 1 HP per second to 3 HP per second. And now deals 15 crew damage immediately on impact. Harbinger 1 cooldown from 15 to 14. Price 10 scrap less. Eradicator 3 cooldown from 34 to 32. Royal Purifier cooldown from 20 to 18. Same as the regular counterpart. Carnage stun duration from 8 to 6. Royal Carnage damage per rocket from 2 to 3. So now finally the Royal Carnage for the player is now changed. Stun duration from 12 to 8 seconds. Pacifier stun duration from 13 to 10. And raise the overall price of Royal gear. And the Rhyme Cruiser artillery radius is now from 10 to 45. 100 to 45, sorry. And the Nexus stun laser is here. Drones. Getting to the bottom of this. Oh boy. Recon defense from 0.1 damage combat damage taken to 0.3. Recon offense from 0.5 to 0.7. Defense drone 3 price from 150 to 135. Omni drone price from 120 to 90. Reload time 700 to 900. I mean, honestly, I always sell Omni drone anyway, so it's not that much of a biggie. But Royal Harbinger drone removed hull bust. Director price 50 to 70. Atomizer price 50 to 60. Power cost 43. Space travel speed 10 to 18. So Atomizer is more useful now, but it's a lot more useful. Oh, wait a minute. A 3 power cost atomizer? Huh. Interesting. 1 second. Just checking my phone. I like using my phone a lot. It makes me happy. Crew lab. Engineer, I assume the human engineer. Field training drone costs from 7 drone pots to 3 drone pots. Lockmen, crumbling exterior, lowers heal speed by 50% and loses 12... Oh, changes, sorry. Lowers heal speed by 50% into lose 12 max... Oh, I get it, okay. So before the crumbling exterior was like, I think it was faster... Like faster movement speed, but instead of but now instead of lowering heal speed, you just lower max HP. Dense molecules no longer removes door phasing. Orchid petrified wood scrap cost from 25 to 30. Orchid fire damage halved times 0.25 oxygen regeneration into burns. Orchids burn at 1 time speed and lose 10 max HP. Orchid, I forgot how you pronounce this, but field cost from 4 to 5. Sustained fire damage increased from 30 to 15. Oh, not increased, sorry, reduced from 30, what it was before, into 15, what it is now. And then, the last stretch here. Bugs and issue fixes. Optimize the file size by deleting many redundant assets. Optimize the combat augment usage. Less clicks does not present the option to disrupt a non-existent system. Improved and made many mini-ship icons thanks to another person. Fixed some typos, including this one. Fixed Waker, Whiffed Waker, and Godkiller queued shots breaking saves. This now cloaks. Then they now lower cloak as a consequence. Improved shield shapes and placements on some player cruisers, so it looks more clean, you could say. Fixed several minor graphics bugs with various weapons. So things like where they got like offset for some reason when they fired, or maybe they had like just a weird sprite file. So they fixed that. Fixed various ASB events summoning plants when inappropriate. Fixed illogical room graphics on multiple cruisers. Fixed female humans having inconsistent layers with male humans. Fixed rigor type enemies in Sector 1 having higher weapon levels than 1. Fixed ability to do more than 1 route at Sector 8. Fixed being able to use drone blue options without drone control installed. Fixed elites sometimes dropping another weapon besides their special drop. Fixed Sylvan offering the mine launcher and Hector store trades in Sector 1. Fixed Chaos Mode fleet spawning true and gunboats instead of regular ones. Fixed the greater than missile sprite being outdated. Erwin and G-Van's abilities now disable silent heal drains. Demon Hunter Erwin now probably stops things from duplicating with his ability. Restored with the exploding damage animations for Sentinels and Radiants. Fixed Turban weapon charging trick. The Turban, oh I get. Fixed the Turban weapon charging trick. So basically Turban events inside the Thaucracy Badlands. Because of the way the events worked, any kind of fight or like, encounter wouldn't activate until you like tried to jump. And before you tried to jump, you could access the store, you could fix shit, you could charge weapons, it was all kinds of stuff. So now they changed that. Fixed the Monk store displaying the wrong map label in the nebula. Fixed the hijacked Crystal Station store not having a store beacon outside the nebulas. Fixed Techno Roomba not counting as a morph. Adjusted Techno Intruder cooldown to let it chain iron like its default counterpart. Fixed various incorrect HP values for Technopath forms. Fixed some store entry options not granting a storage check when it made sense. Fixed Chaos Horse not getting blue options at lab. Fixed the Chaos Spider not benefiting from Overfield. Fixed Chaos Spider attack debuff not working. Fixed Yin Yang and Ghana missing from drone lists. Fixed Titan Fists and not increasing damage to drones. Fixed Spiritual Bannerment and not overriding Hardlight Shielding. Fixed Liberators not granting suffocation resistance to crystals and purification mod. Fixed Respirators not working with something. This is the thing that gave shells like normal suffocation damage. Fixed Freddy being nerfed by observational learning. Fixed the vents by being nerfed by chemical perforation. Fixed Sylvan greeting you at the guild lounge if he was killed before. Fixed Sylvan not selling Lanius loot chain flak, big suck bomb and slot gun. Fixed cell gear not generating on crab bucket. Fixed Wallace beacon store not offering teleporter. And fixed the Legion ships using the wrong weapon list. And there we have it. That is the changelog for 5.4. Honestly, before I even go back and like reference a few things, this is honestly a really good change overall. I liked a lot of this stuff. Of course, some stuff hit me pretty hard in the heart. Missile nerfs. Again, I cried about missiles, but then again, I'm okay. Trolling aside, I expected this. I knew this was going to come. Like, obviously, missiles, just, like, the problem with missiles wasn't, like, how often you could use them. Again, that was, like, an issue as well. But the overall, like, just absolutely dominating fact about missiles was just how absurdly damaging they were against just the basis of Multiverse. You know, enemies in Multiverse tend to have a lot less, like, evasion, a lot less tools to actually stop you from hitting them. And they have a lot more shields in return. So missiles just, indirectly, or really, in a way, directly, because of the shield pierce, because of that accuracy buff, they just completely counter, like, all that reactor power and scaling put into shields. For the player. For enemy, they still kind of suck. But for the player, like, yeah, like, missiles are just, ooh boy. But I can see it. I saw it coming, though. Heavy Colonel getting a removed hull bust is expected. Hades being nerfed for sure. Artemis and Hermes definitely being nerfed. So overall, like, expected stuff. Not bad, just, you know, oh well. Tropical's gonna have to adjust to the meta, isn't he? I mean, in a way, you could also say the missile nerf was gonna be accounted for, given that the, like, kernels and spores are being added to the game. It's basically like a business kind of technique. I mean, obviously, you know, the Multiverse dev team isn't profiting off us playing the game like in fucking real time, but in terms of like changing the meta, you basically just nerf something older and replace it with something newer. So elite kernels, spore launches, you know, more chances to get kernels, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I see the logic there. And what else? Like, just quickly skimming through what I already read. Anything else really? I guess some of the lab upgrades or crew, cool. Alright. Well, that's pretty much it. That's the yapping session. And as I said before, all in all, pretty good changelog. Definitely, I'm overall really happy with this. There's compared to 5.3, there was a lot more good. Like, there's a lot more good changes here compared to 5.3. I say that not in the sense of like 5.3 had bad changes. They just didn't. 5.3 just felt like it didn't change a lot. Like, it really didn't feel like a lot changed. But here is like, yeah, a good amount definitely just changed with the way you're gonna approach the game. I mean, for God's sakes, missiles are like nerfed. Still gonna be pretty useful. Still gonna be pretty viable. But overall, it's not gonna be like an Artemis outperforms like a damn I don't know, Burst 62 now. But anyways, yeah, good update. As I said before, I've installed the newest Multiverse update. It's functional on my computer. I backed to my save profile. All that's done. It's basically just time to play the game. And I don't know if I'll do it today, but I probably will at some point, like tomorrow-ish. So this video will be uploaded, you know, within like 4 hours from now. And gameplay will come next. I'm planning on doing commentary run, but honestly, I'm not too sure. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, anyways, sorry for the inactivity. I was feeling a little burnt out, as well as my computer. You know, this very computer just being a little wonky. Like, motherboard fries, fucking RAM is ineffective, graphics card is somehow like not compatible, but. All those issues are fixed now, hopefully. I don't want, like, blue screen crash mid-recording, so, all these issues should be fixed. I'm ready to start gaming again. I don't feel good, of course, but, hey, I mean, you do what you can, right? To each their own. We can only do our best, right? I felt like as of late, like probably the past few months of just gameplay, I'm not like burnt out on FTL, but I definitely don't have the same spark for creating videos that I did like a little bit before, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, a couple years back, of course, like, I'm never gonna see FTL the same way I did like many years ago with like grinding unlocks and grinding like win rates and whatever, but like just I can tell like from like 1 year ago, I would have to like not have to, sorry, but rather I would just get on and I'd want to play in a way. In present day, like it's not like I'm forcing myself to get on, but I can notice like in myself that like anytime I'm like playing, like gaming, just in general really, just gaming, 4 hours gaming 1 year ago was like, geesh, like it would go by like in like a blink of an eye. But like 4 hours of gaming like present day, it gets exhausting if you get what I'm saying. But maybe just because I'm an old man and I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, the yapping went on for more than an hour, and I mean I think this video went well. I got it out. Hopefully we'll get it out, and yeah. Anyways, take care. Have fun in your own multiverse runs, and we'll be seeing 5.4 gameplay on my channel very shortly here. Did I say take care already? No, let's just say it again. Take care. There's no holidays coming up. Usually I say like happy holidays, but there's no holidays, so hopefully your New Year's resolutions, if you even do them, hopefully they get done. I have the best of wishes for everyone that doesn't want to hurt other people. That doesn't want to hurt other people. I should clarify before I get clipped. Yeah, thank you for your time, whoever stayed to the end of the video. Videos will be coming out, even despite the tropical spark not really being there anymore, and yeah. Have a good, well, for me it's morning, obviously, but whenever you're watching this, have a good time period of your life. Goodbye. Meow.